Hello, you've caught me in Fibber's Corner. Last week I said this Friday feature would be about my personal top 10 PlayStation games of all time. Join us next week when I'll be going through my personal top 10 PlayStation games of all time. And I lied. Naughty me, that one's coming later. Instead, to celebrate our month of PlayStation memories, this week is all about PlayStation's greatest icons. So, I'm back on my iconic sofa, I've got my iconic drink, I am wearing my iconic hat, and they've finally given me a side camera. Let's begin. And where better place than the beginning? It's 1996. Everyone's living in a radical future where graphics are 3D and people laugh at the ridiculous fashion choices of the 80s while wearing huge jeans and baseball caps backwards. Cool. And then Crash Bandicoot arrives in a platforming game that lets you move forwards as well as left and right, and it's revolutionary. In fact, people loved Crash so much he refused to go away even when developer Naughty Dog left him behind to work on other things, and has so far appeared in 6 sequels, 3 karting games and 2 party spin-offs. Pretty awesome going for a half-naked marsupial whose only line of dialogue I can remember is Chickawa! All of which has led to Crash Bandicoot becoming a bit of a PlayStation legend, what with his inventive platforming, winning smile and likeable sidecast including arch-nemesis Neo Cortex, a man who for ages I was convinced was wearing a hat, when really it's just his stupid fat head. Cortex wasn't his only rival though. During the halcyon 90s there was another pretender to Crash's PS1 platforming crown in the shape of one Spyro the Dragon. Hey, said developer Insomniac to developer Naughty Dog, anything you can do, we can do almost as well, and they sent their cute little purple dragon out to battle nasty Norks and free all the other bigger, stronger dragons who'd unhelpfully been turned into crystal. The original Spyro was the first game I ever 100%ed. If we had trophies back then, I'd have claimed my first platinum, which would now give me a grand total of 3. Why do you like this side camera? So in response, Insomniac made Spyro 2 really bloody hard. Still, it wasn't enough to dampen his brilliance, and the lovable lizard went on to great things, like having a 3rd game, and eventually being voiced by Elijah Wood.
It's true, Dad, I swear. I just got real mad, opened my mouth, and whoosh, Flame City.
The Master! Go away. You'd be forgiven for thinking the 90s was all cuteness, colours and jumping, wouldn't you? Well, it was all jumping, but it was also this. Tombs, bastard hard puzzles, and one kick-ass archaeologist called Lara Croft, a character so universally loved she's appeared on every single generation of PlayStation, been in a bunch of rubbish Lucasade adverts, and been portrayed on the silver screen by Hollywood powerhouse Angelina Jolie. Not bad, although the thing I'll always remember about Lara Croft was hijacking my sister's game of Tomb Raider The Last Revelation when she went to the toilet and saving it in mid-air right after I jumped towards some spikes. There weren't any safeguards against that sort of thing in those days, and so the conjoined repeating screams of Lara and my sister, the former in mortal anguish, the latter in unrelenting sibling fury, live long in my memory. She did save over my Final Fantasy VII save the next day. I probably deserved it. Our last icon to make their debut on the original PlayStation is the inimitable Solid Snake, an absolute hero and my personal favourite gaming character of all time. In fact, Snake was so awesome he even converted my dad, a man who encouraged me to get off the PlayStation and do weird things like bike riding and tree climbing, and turned him into a video game nut. He'd sit there glued to the screen reveling in the twists and surprises of one of the best PlayStation plots in history. Snake continued being awesome in Metal Gear Solid 2 on PS2, Metal Gear Solid 4 on PS3, and also makes an amazing cameo appearance in the Deja Vu mission of Metal Gear Solid 5 on PS4. Maybe one day he'll dust off those sneaking shoes and dive back onto PlayStation again. Although maybe not dive. Hobble. Maybe he'll hobble back. Moving into the PS2 era now, and oh look, another brightly coloured platformer from Naughty Dog with a hero who's not a Bandicoot this time, but is instead a thing. a Jak, and he came with a Daxter, and together they starred in 3 increasingly awesome, fiendishly difficult platformers that evolved over time to become more like a cartoonish version of GTA, open world, story driven, and full of mad characters. And also ridiculous guns and hover bikes. That's what cements Jak and Daxter's icon status for me, the hover bikes. That and the fact that Naughty Dog once again found themselves in a mascot battle with arch rival Insomniac. I bet they were really good friends actually. Who had its own series of platformers starring a wisecracking cartoon duo with outrageous weaponry, Ratchet and Clank. Anything you can do, Naughty Dog, we can do probably just as well this time actually, maybe even better. The Ratchet and Clank games were incredible fun, and the gadgets. Oh man, the gadgets, the Groovatron. I've probably made this joke a million times before, but whatever. Hit it!
Rob, we're supposed to be doing the bit about how they went to PS3 and continued to be amazing for years.
While Naughty Dog and Insomniac were pouring all their efforts into out-brillianting each other, another studio, namely Sucker Punch, was hard at work on another vibrant platformer, only this one starred a far less honourable hero. Nonetheless, the thieving Sly Cooper had all the ingredients of a PlayStation icon. He had fur, for one, a smart mouth, and animal sidekicks that, when you think about it, really didn't make any sense when you put them all together.
So, main character, raccoon.
Yeah.
Does anybody know what raccoons generally hang out with?
Hippo?
Turtles. They're all animals, aren't they?
Yeah, it's fine. Sly, Murray and Bentley had 3 brilliant PS2 adventures that you can now play in a gleaming HD collection, and then made the generational leap with the awesome Thieves in Time on PS3. We salute you, Mr. Cooper, a true PlayStation icon. He's certainly way nicer than this next bloke who makes the list, mainly because I dread to think what he'd do if I didn't include him. Where Sly will steal your possessions, Kratos will use them to bash you so hard you start to unravel at an atomic level, and then steal them anyway to augment his own ridiculous arsenal of god-beating weaponry. Kratos taught us that games didn't need heroes, they just needed a very angry man with big muscles and a handy circle button. Come on, you can kill anything with this. Lovely. What a contrast for icon number 9, and the great thing about this lovable lump of Hessian charm is that you can dress him or her up however you like. Sackboy is happy wearing just about anything, not like Dave, the old misery pants. Pants, it's funny I should say that. I think it works for you, Dave. I'm cold. Come on, what would Sackboy say? I'll tell you what he'd say. He'd say... Time for our last icon, and you all know who it is. The only character Naughty Dog has ever taken across 2 console generations. Nathan Drake speaks to us on every level. This level here is where we're all funny and clever. This level is where we're all handsome and charming. And this level up here is killing everyone with an M4. Good old Nate, look at him go, off to save the world, get the girl, and be back in time to watch Indiana Jones on ITV2 at 5:30 on Sunday afternoon. He's already starred in 3 amazing games on PS3 and 1 on PS Vita, and soon we're going to see him again on PS4. We can't wait. There you go, 10 of the greatest PlayStation icons. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm sorry if I couldn't fit in your favourite. Just let me know who they are in the comments, and subscribe so you don't miss anything else from our month of PlayStation memories.